Hello, everyone. Today I want to talk about reflection, self reflection. And this is a video which really allows you to dive deep. It allows you to make such big shifts, which are incredible. See, your biggest potential is right there. Because the more you understand why you're doing certain things, why you're behaving a certain way, why you're feeling this or that, the more you understand the self, the current self, the more you can actually influence it. The more you can change your behavior, the more you can grow, the more you can release and let go. If this part is not really active, you already lost. In my opinion, you already lost because this is one of the keys that needs to be done up front. Okay, so there are sometimes people who think they are aware on what is really going on, and then they are not able to do the next step. I believe that's only partially true. Let me explain. My name is Patricia. I'm a certified life coach. And if you are new here on this channel, I'm so grateful that you are here with me today. Leave me a comment if you're new, and also drop what is really going on with you at this moment and what kind of videos would you love to see on a weekly basis. Okay, this helps me to not only create the best possible content for you, but it also gives me a hint on who is my audience. And so this is a win-win situation, right? So help me with this. And I'm glad if you're already here with me again, if you're returning viewer. And so with this, let's actually start almost. Forgot one little thing. There will be soon a members area, and you will actually find this below. And so there will be a members area where you can not only do more healing, do more practices, but you will also be able to get in contact with me directly, with the community. And so this is incredible helpful for someone who is on their healing journey and starting to really dive deep in who they are and finding the self, right? So let's go with this. And if you're interested, then have a look into a below description. All right. So, daily reflection, what does it actually mean, right? There's so many people who think that they are reflecting and they think they know what's going on. But I think what they are really missing most of the time is to go one level deeper. They are aware of what they can see on the surface, and then they miss downstairs. Okay, they miss that there's a garage part. And so what we really care when we are reflecting is the garage part, because everything else that is in the entrance that everyone can see, that's something that's nice to know, but it's not going to help you reflect, or not reflect, to make really a positive change on the long run. You have to go deeper, and the level of awareness needs to rise drastically in order to get there. So, for example, most of you know my story, right? So I'm not diving into super deep. But when my mom passed away, it's obvious that I was in pain. That's the entrance, right? When we are looking down, or down at the garage, I had feelings and emotions that came up years later that weren't that obvious. There wasn't really something that anyone else could point me on and say like, oh yeah, right, here is the pain point, like here and here and here. It wasn't obvious. So reflection isn't obvious. Reflection is doing the work. Reflection means that I'm diving deeper. It means that I'm looking into what is really, really beyond anyone else can see. And that's something only I can dive in. Only I will be able to see that. Okay? When I'm coaching people, yes, I can sense how they feel. I can sense and dive into their field as an empath. I can do that. However, the story behind on what you are telling yourself, what is your belief system, for example, what is your attachment, what does that story look like? That's something you need to answer. And so this is how I dive into reflection really. I make sure that I'm outlining what is currently ongoing on my daily life, right? And I'm really doing this daily simply because the more I'm doing it, the more I'm aware of it, the more this goes in my subconscious mind. And so everything that goes deeper, everything that goes below the entrance level into the garage, okay, the more I reveal from myself, the more I can let go, the further I can grow. It's almost like if you're having a full closet and it's full with so much clothes, you have zero space anymore. There's only that space available. It just means that you have to check a few things out before you actually start to go up in the first level floor or a second level floor if you're taking this further. In order to go up, in order to feel lighter, in order to feel better and happier and more balanced, you have to go down first. You cannot really go up, because up is only possible in a pure way, in a pure loving way, if you're going to the same amount deep. Else it's not going to be stable and you're going to crash down. It's not working, I tell you. It doesn't work. I've seen it, I've done it, and many people I know have done that. It doesn't work. You cannot really go beyond that. You have to do this in a work first, and you have to start small and not go with the super big, huge topics. You have to be aware of what is it that you're daily thinking. Good things to start with is when you are doing, your general tasks, which is usually, how do I feel with my friends? What is my belief system there? What do I believe? What is the worth of this friendship? How do I value it? Do I get validated over there? How does it reflect on me? Okay? Or at work. What kind of value systems do I have? What kind of work ethic styles do I have? What do I believe in? And simply by going, is this really true? Simply believing you need to work hard to earn your cash, or money doesn't grow on trees, or only if you're doing, I don't know, whatever job, you're getting this amount of money. Check your belief system, and they're not obvious. You gotta dive deep. They're not obvious. It's not that you can read your handbook. Your manual, your own manual, needs to be written by you. There is no manual you got by birth. It's kind of like, on page 4, here you see, I don't want this anymore. How do I let go? Okay, here. You gotta do it, but you have to feel it, okay? You have to dive in. And so When you're diving into that and when you see like, okay, I really don't like this. I want to feel different, but somehow I just keep coming back to the same kind of thing. Like, same attraction, same kind of people, same kind of work, same kind of, partner, whatsoever. Same. What is it that I'm attracted to? And what is it that I'm getting out of it? What do I get out of this? Because you are, even if the situation is painful, even if you're, for example, codependent on someone, if you feel those kind of situations are really, really heavy on you and you don't know how to deal with it, and you're just like, this person is mean and what would I have with this? It's not doing me anything and you're getting upset at me right now. Just the simple fact that you're getting upset is already doing or explaining something, that there is something that you need to look into. It's those simple things that actually make it worth looking into it. Those are those moments when you know, I wouldn't react like this if it wouldn't really match, you see? When we are getting really upset, we are getting upset because something in there is triggering us. And now, to say this on top, a trigger is actually something good for you. A trigger is something that is helping you to say like, oh, here I need to do something. Here I need to make a change, a shift. You cannot see that right away. And most probably you're like, I don't want to do it. I don't. I learned the less resistant I am, the more I'm in the situation and I'm just accepting how it is right now, and I start to reflect and I start to see, what is it that really bugs me? What is it that makes me nervous? When you see that, and when you're diving into that and you start to see that the more you do that, the less you're actually resistant to dive into those situations, because you know you can get through it. You see, everything that you experience is temporary. Your feeling is temporary. Even if tomorrow you still feel like this, it will be slightly different. So it's not the same than yesterday. You may think it's the same, but it's not. It can never be the same again. It always changes, even if it's just a little bit. That's why it's so important to be aware of what is really going on. If you feel a certain way over and over again, it's worth to look into it, because else you will experience this the whole life. You are adding thoughts, emotions to something, to a situation. If you want something to change, you gotta look into why you're behaving that way. Why are you doing it? It's so crucial and it's so important. And you know what? Most of those people who are really happy and are in their life successful, they all do this. They all do this. So if you don't believe me, check some other people out. Check out how they live. What is it that makes them feel good? What is it? And so if you are finding these people who have the same reference, because I was skeptical too. And so I always want you to know that being skeptical is not something bad. Being skeptical is helping you to understand what works for you and what doesn't. Now, being open and having perspectives is super crucial. That helps you in the long run to see what works for you. And having a different opinion on how you do it, that doesn't really matter. But being open to ideas, open to do something else, something different, to feel good. I think that's crucial. All right, so we are on the end of this video. I actually hope it has helped you. Don't forget to check out the new members area. And with this, I'd say thanks so much. Let me know in the comment section, how are you doing with reflection? What is your main point that really gives you a hard time, right? Gives you a hard time with doing reflection, and what kind of feelings are coming up when you're doing it? Let me know in the comment section, and we see each other next week. Bye.